Golf Mill Mall originally opened in 1960 as the Outdoor Golf Mill Center. The mall is located in Niles, Illinois, right outside of the Chicago city limits. Niles is one of those places that was built up in the 50s, and there's a lot of post-war housing out here. Right now, Niles is a lower middle class community. It's not a bad place at all, but it's definitely not a very wealthy place compared to many of its other North Shore neighbors. There's a lot of diversity out here. The mall noticeably features an 8-story office tower that was meant to resemble a golf ball. The part of the mall that you're currently looking at is actually the area underneath the tower. The mall was enclosed in 1984, and they basically completely tore everything down except the department stores and just rebuilt everything. As of 2020, I would label this mall a dead mall, and you will see why. This was filmed in the middle of the pandemic, but there is literally nobody in the hallway. Okay, there's 2 people, but the mall is dead. There are more closed storefronts than open ones. In the last few years, this mall has just lost Sears, but as its anchor. Sears, though, is in a very unique position here. The mall is actually split in half, and Sears was the divider between the 2 halves. You had to walk through Sears to get to the other part of the mall. With Sears closed, this mall has 2 halves that are unconnected. At the southern part of the mall, there is still an AMC, and there is a JCPenney. And prior to October of 2020, there was a Kohl's at the north end of the mall. There's a Target still there, and there's a Value City Furniture at the north end of the mall. Right now you're looking at the hallway, looking down into the food court. And the food court actually seemed okay. Half the food court was replaced with that Ulta Beauty on the right, but there's still a Subway, a Sarku, a Cajun Grill, and there's still a few things here. It's not completely empty. Golf Mill does serve as a bus terminal, and I think that's where it is getting some of its foot traffic. There are 2 T-Mobiles, also known as 2 Mobile. I think one used to be a Sprint. No, I know one used to be a Sprint, but they for some reason said we're gonna keep both of them right across the hallway from each other. Smart. For people who are subscribed to my channel, they would know that this is my second tour of this mall, and it's completely changed. This entire north end of the mall is empty. It's lost a lot of stores. I feel like half of the stores that were there last time aren't here anymore. Then up here, there's Gloria Jean's Coffee, which is a local chain across Chicagoland of mall coffee shops. They were packed. I should have gotten something because they were actually busy. It was impressive to see how many people were here. I think they're doing well, and keep in mind this is in the middle of a pandemic, so. Golf Mill is surrounded by a lot of retail. All of the major roads surrounding the mall are just lined with big box retail stores. And then right now to the south, there's actually a new massive development called Sawmill Station being built that actually stole Kohl's. And Kohl's closed their store on Halloween, and they moved out to the Sawmill Station development. Ross also might be moving there, so that's definitely not helping. To the south, there is Harlem Irving Plaza, which is a mall that caters to a very similar demographic that Golf Mill tried to cater toward. And that mall is doing amazing. I'm sure that is drawing people away. To the east, you have the luxury Westfield Old Orchard, straight east, 10 minutes away. And then you have Woodfield Mall, and to the north, you have Hawthorne and Gurney Mills. This mall has so much surrounding it. It makes it hard for it to even try to compete. Architecturally, this mall is boring and uninspiring inside. They went with white everywhere. Although Woodfield Mall is also very white. This mall, it just looks cheap. This was done in a 2006 renovation, and it just looks meh. This is the definition of meh design. There is nothing about it, in my opinion, that is any character, and it just doesn't create a very inviting or engaging space for people to be in. Up until 2014, the mall was actually owned by the original developer that built it. But it was managed by different groups, including like GGP and some just random groups. However, they sold it in 2014 to a private equity firm, the Sterling Retail Group. And under Sterling's ownership, they at first tried to improve things. Ross was added, Ulta Beauty was added, but I think at a point they realized things were not going to improve. And they haven't done much at all with the property. The mall is extremely dated, and in its current form, it just doesn't work. As you can see, this massive parking lot located in the middle of a densely populated area right outside of Chicago. There's a lot of land value here. It's 2 major roads, and I think they're about ready to announce plans to do something completely different with this property. With Ross potentially on the way out, Kohl's is on the way out. Interestingly, the grocery store Shop and Save that operated at the back of this property closed in March, saying that some sort of redevelopment was coming and that they were forced out. The mall, of course, denied that. Here's the Shop and Save right here. They had a sign on their door that actually said, "We're forced to close because of mall redevelopment." The mall owner just outright denied it. It was kind of odd. They haven't even taken down the sign yet. This closed in March, and this was filmed in September. I don't know. But definitely an odd thing there. I think something major is going to happen at this property, and I don't know what it's going to be. But we have a whole nother section of the mall to check out. So get ready. The northern portion of the mall is almost completely empty. It's also still vintage to the 1980s. This space has never been remodeled since it opened in 1985, and it's pretty cool inside. Kohl's is now closed, and then the Target here shut down their mall entrance even before the pandemic started. Look how nice. They're providing free hand sanitizer. So thoughtful. Even though there's nothing back here. There are a few people walking back here, and there are like 3 small businesses that are still like open. I don't know why they just don't try to move them into the the southern portion of the mall. They could shut this down and they wouldn't have to worry about the expense of operating this. Value City Furniture does also have a back door into their store. Their main gate is closed, but at the very end of the hallway, there's a door into Value City Furniture that is open. There's no access beyond this point. Okay, so you have to literally move your car and drive to the other portion of the mall. Why don't they try to invest in putting a walkway into the Sears? It would really help the mall quite a bit. They were selling merchandise from the now liquidated Art Van Furniture at Value City Furniture in this back room. Kind of found it interesting. Art Van declared bankruptcy right before the pandemic started, and they were not able to run a liquidation sale. So I guess stores like Value City Furniture were able to pick up some of their stuff. Kind of interesting in my opinion. Right now, I do not see this mall lasting for much longer. I think changes are going to be made here. There's a rendering online of the old Kohl's becoming a Burlington and other retail space. And I think what they'll do is they'll make the portion that is facing Gulf Road in the northern end like a strip mall. Then they're going to just tear down the mall and turn it into an outdoor, hopefully mixed-use development. And I think Golf Mill is on its way out. Right now, they're building a lot of outlots around the mall. They're building a Chick-fil-A in front of the old Kohl's. And I don't think that this property is going to sit vacant like this for much longer. The main reason I decided to come and visit this mall again was because I think it's on its way out, and I wanted to document this phase where it's starting to really become dead, but it's not all the way there yet. Golf Mill right now is at a dead mall. That is undeniable, but it's not vacant or abandoned. It seems like they're still trying to just keep the property barely alive. They haven't completely given up. But I think that's going to happen very soon, where they're just going to give up on the property. And this is all my speculation. This could not be the case, and I really don't want to hurt the businesses that are currently in there. I wish them luck trying to survive. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it, and thank you for watching until the very end. I am going to link my original Golf Mill video where you can see the mall and it's much more active condition. I will say it's not 100% good quality. My voice has changed. I do touch up more on the history in the video that I didn't fully cover in this one. I didn't feel like repeating it all. And then, yeah, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, feel free to do so. And the video is on the screen now. Thank you.